Peace and love, it's your boy Don Kilam, and welcome to Dream Keepers Radio, that private life podcast. You're here, tuned in with your boy, and this is brought to you by Follow the Yellow Brick Road by Don Kilam. Search the book on Amazon now. Go get the book and uncover the matrix and how the United States is operating in the financial marketplace. Much peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love. It's your boy Don Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam. And as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. We're in Chicago, Illinois with Dream Keepers Radio Podcast. And I have a special guest in the building, the one and only Gotti.
Man, it's an honor and privilege to be here. Thanks for having me, Don Kilam, Dream Keepers Radio. I'm just excited to answer questions. I haven't did an interview in maybe about 13 years.
Wow, 13 years?
Yeah, I think it's been at least 12, 13 years, my last interview. I probably turned down, maybe, no exaggeration, at least 100 interviews.
Wow. I totally believe you.
Yeah.
You know, I've already heard about the other situations. People want to make you presidents, and you said all money ain't good money.
It's not. With me, it's principle over profits.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's really powerful. I go by Don Kilam. I know you don't know too much what I do. I teach the private life and things like that. I came into the game just learning private music contracts and learning how really some of the labels screw people over, you know. Hearing your story, it sounds like they made sure you got some money. So other labels, you know, you don't hear those things. It's always, like we could just use TLC for an example. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even think they seen, I'm going to drop the number you gave me. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
So I don't even think TLC seen $650,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You said
that was our
when you went
deal.
To the label, they gave you that.
Yeah, they gave us $650 and we split it. Of course, my lawyer took $20,000, a Shapiro firm, but yeah.
That's not even a lot though.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. I think if that's all the attorney took.
Yeah. Well, Cash Money did right by us. Like everything, I hear stories, but
I haven't heard those stories about Cash Money other than the stuff in the public.
Yeah,
you know?
Baby and Slim took good care of us. They don't owe me anything. Like everything they did was awesome.
All right, and I just want you to know I was inspired with Cash Money also when I read their books. I don't know if you know they have a publishing company that they actually write books and they're big in prison.
Yeah, you educated me on that.
Yeah, and it made me feel good because I seen. So to relate to our people, I don't want to get off subject too much, but to relate to our people, some things need to be misspelled. Mm-hmm. So I seen there was some misspellings and things in the book, and that's why people read my books.
Yeah.
That's why my fan base is predominantly the so-called black community.
Yeah.
You know? If that makes sense, because people always try to fix my books. I said, don't fix my books. That's how my people relate to me.
Yeah.
Because, hey, it's we're not perfect, you know? I mean, Ebonics is, the way we talk isn't perfect English anyways. Mm-hmm. You know, but yeah, I definitely, as you could tell, I'm not as connected as you, but I am connected in the music industry.
Man, my people love you. My people respect you. So that made me, when I met you, respect you. And I did my research, and it's none but good things. That's why I was excited about the interview and whatever else you wanted to do. When I align with someone that's righteous, and they got good energy and a good heart, I go to the moon and back.
That's appreciated. One thing that's different between me and you is I haven't seen you talk any shit, but I have heard you was wild back in the day. Just know that I have heard you was a wild young buck, man.
Yeah, I think everybody got a past. My past is not who I am now, but yeah, I was wild. I got into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because you're calm, cool, and collective. I've never seen you not calm, cool, and collective. It's always, your Instagram name is Peaceful Gotti.
Yeah.
That's what I see. That's what I witness.
Appreciate
it's real, because I say peace and love when I start everything, but I will cuss your ass out. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's peace to me.
Yeah, you got to find your niche and go with it. everybody calling different.
Right, that's right. I sent you some questions like I just was going off your bio. You know, we worked on your bio and things like that. But let's just start from the beginning. You grew up in Chicago?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Chicago, the West Side, Cook County Hospital, then across from Flowers High School on Central Park. And then when I was about 4 or 5, moved to Chicago Avenue in Mayfield. And then I moved to Bellwood till I was 14. I was 13 going on 14, moved to Bellwood. And then at either going on 14 or I was 14, moved to my grandmother's house on North Avenue. And that's why I ended up staying.
And real quick, so when you first started getting noticed and known, I'm sure as soon as you got spotted, people wanted pictures and just wanted to talk to you and get autographs. Was that the case in Chicago? Yeah,
it was pictures, autographs, hugs, just conversations, advice. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff.
It never bothered you?
It only bothered me like if I was eating with a family member or my daughter. Like I got one daughter, so if I was with my daughter or a family member, like it bothered me then if we were sitting down eating. But if I was just walking or shopping, it didn't bother me at all because that's what I signed up for.
Right. So I'm starting to learn that right now.
Yeah, because the people make you who you are. Yeah. Like when they paying for concerts and they paying for streams and they buying your music and your items, your merchandise, they make you who you are. So without them, we won't be anything. And I put that in perspective. I know that.
So what I notice now is like you try to blend in your best, but as soon as somebody say your name, it's just like they coming to you.
Yeah, I like being, I think the last 11, 12 years of my life, I enjoy being under the radar. Like, I don't, if I go in somewhere, they don't got to say my name. Like, right. I'm one of those people. Like, some people like their names being said and people running up. I like to be under the radar.
But like, even when we hung out in New York, they noticed your ass right away. Like, people noticed you. Even G Herbo noticed you right away.
Yeah, it's love. G Herbo, he actually on my documentary I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
G Herbo got on there. Like, he kicked it for a few hours. He didn't have to. Like, all he had to give me was an hour. And we hung out at Mickey, my partner Mickey restaurant. He managed G Herbo on the south side of Chicago. We hung out there, ate, kicked it, and went a couple of more places on the south side because I'm from the west side. I'm from out west in Chicago. But he showed a lot of love. And then I called G Herbo a couple of years later to do a feature with this other artist I was working with. He did the feature for me. Of course, he got paid, but he always been cool and respectful when talking to me and dealing with me.
I hear great things. I've worked with some producers that have worked with him. Actually, the song we did, Lefty, has done some stuff for him. Yeah, okay. Has done some stuff with G Herbo. Gotcha. I think they might have a platinum plaque or gold plaque together. I'm not sure. Dope. I know he got some with Future.
Yeah, and I put him. I put a song together with him and Jacques. So,
wow.
Yeah, I put them. On a text thread, and me and Mickey, we worked it out. But Jacques got on a song. I think it's called Shooter, and they had sent it to me, G Herbo and his manager, and I sent it to Jacques, and he wrote it and sent it back, and I sent it back to him.
So you made connections.
Yeah.
So you're still in the game. You've never been out.
Well, I'm still in the game, but as an executive now, and I've been doing a few features on the strength of Hood, Austin, and Don Kilam.
Let's go.
Put me with a couple of guys, and I like where it's going. And Don spit. Don't let him fool you. Don spit. He's a hip-hop artist, not only a musical business and mogul. Not only does he have a doctorate, but that private life, oh my God, you guys got to get into that. You guys need to sign up because it's going to educate you, and it's everything that you need to survive in this world that we live in. It's a lot of hidden gems that he gave me in a short period of time, and I'm grateful for it.
I appreciate that. And shout out to Austin Hood, man, because he's he's opened a lot of doors for me as myself. And then, you can't just, like, I'm going to tell you why I love being around you the most. Who else can I brag to talk about the connections I've made? Because they'll think it's I'm trying to rub it in their face or something. You know what I mean? We can't talk to ordinary people about your friends and the connections that you made in the music industry. There's always some shade or some hate thrown. Like, oh, do you think you're better than me? Like, no. Like, I was so happy to be able. So I'm gonna tell you, the proudest moment just last weekend was being able to go to Busta Rhymes and say, I'm here with Gotti.
That's
Gotti
dope.
back here too. He came here to support you.
Gratitude.
That made me feel so good to be able to say that, because you was just sitting down chilling.
Yeah, and I saw him hug you. He started talking to you, and everybody we was with, he hugged and embraced and showed love.
And then his manager was reaching out for me directly, so that made me feel good. He was the one to let me slide through, because Busta had a security with him.
Yeah, I saw. That's good, man.
But yeah, when he seeing you, he hugged the whole row.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my relationships go back to when I got in the game, 2000, 01, 02. So most of my relationships go far back then, except like with the Jacques and the Ayo and Teo, G Herbo, all of them. That's within the last 10 years.
Right, and Young Scooter too. I like that song.
Yeah,
you did
Young
with Scooter,
my guy. Yeah, Young Scooter, Future. A lot of like shout out to Jeezy. Jeezy put me in his new book. He wrote that. I was the first one. Took him to Cash Money into the studio, and he met him. And yeah, like I met a lot of great people, man.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you and Jeezy was connected like that.
Yeah, man, Jeezy been cool. I made the song with R. Kelly happen for him.
Wow.
So I introduced him. I told him we was at Lenox Mall. I talked to him on the phone. He got up there in 30 minutes, and he was like, yeah, you gonna introduce me? And I introduced him. I say, Rob, this Young Jeezy, this Rob. And he was like, man, I love to work with you. And R. Kelly told him, go through Gotti. Send Gotti the song, and Gotti will tell you how much it is.
See, one thing I had to teach Austin how to be is like, bro, you need to realize how important you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like because it's just come natural to him. So that stuff come natural to you. That's a job, bro. People get paid to do what you just did.
Yeah, that's why I got a consulting company. I ended up getting a consulting company, Gratitude Consulting, to bridge the gap and put this person with that person. And not only that, I have like entities in my company where I have a lawyer do a trust fund and take everything out of your personal name, put it in a trust. And then I have a guy by the name of Pat Parlay that teach you about the stocks and bonds that you could buy into. I have a husband and wife that have 15 different franchises you could buy into.
Wow.
And then I have my guy from Chicago. He's based out of Atlanta, where he do your health insurance on your life insurance on you and your family. Then I got another guy to do health insurance.
See, my fan base, that's everything you just spoke on, that's what they need.
Mm-hmm.
I teach trust, estate planning.
Yeah.
Because when you understand private life, I'm not gonna get too deep because we're gonna focus on your career. But obviously, you're not signed and have a gag order. You don't have no handlers. Right. Like you're obviously you got your freedom of speech intact, and a lot of artists don't, and a lot of people don't understand that. But trust, everything's a trust. Your name is already a trust, even whether it's in a public trust or a private trust. Mm-hmm. So basically, I teach people just study the Amish. If what I'm saying is wrong, just look at the Amish.
Yeah.
They're protected, and they have their own trust. They have their own covenants. The government can't interfere with a private contract or a covenant with God. A covenant outdoes a promissory note. That promissory note's a mortgage or something like that. So yeah, that's deep, man. You already got it together, man. So in some of these questions I had asked you, the importance of business. Was you business savvy when you? So look, I know your history, your backstory. So I know you was a street entrepreneur, correct? Whatever that means.
Yeah.
So the business side is different when you came into the industry, though, correct?
Yeah.
And I'm only speculating that you invested some of your own money in your music career.
Yeah, before I met R. Kelly, I invested $82,000 into my project.
That's lit, though.
I had put a project out. My first time, I started rapping in 98, and I put something out in 99. The end of 98, early 99, and I paid B-Lo from Do or Die to do a couple of features with me, rapping Forte, Side from Psychodrama, Blunt. I invested into myself at first, and I did okay. I think I sold like 30,000 copies within Sam Goodies and certain stores that I had on consignment. Then I did an Inf commercial that was playing in the Midwest, Milwaukee, Ohio, and Chicago. It was playing on BET.
And you made all this happen by yourself?
Yeah, I made all of it happen by myself.
And you sold 30,000 copies?
Yeah, I sold 30,000 copies.
People can't sell 30,000 copies right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. By yourself, independent, 30,000 copies. That's amazing.
I had my label. It was called Mwata Records.
Lit. And
Yeah.
it was based in Chicago?
Based in Chicago.
And so you was in Milwaukee selling records?
Milwaukee, Indiana, and Ohio.
Wow.
Them the three markets that I hit first.
Dang, you don't think people are supposed to be talking about this? And you was able to get deals with stores, actual stores?
Yeah, well, they took it on consignment. And then after the first 3 times with people buying it, they start buying them. After my 3rd time going back, I did a signing at George Music Room out here. That was like the biggest spot, mom and pop store, George's Music Room on the west side on Roosevelt. He was married to Minnie Rippleton back in the day.
I'm not sure who that is.
Minnie Rippleton is a dope singer from back in the day, and her daughter is a dope actress that's on TV on all type of movies right now as we speak. Yep.
Okay, I said Chicago, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois. I ain't
Illinois.
The S on
Yeah,
the,
no
on the end.
S.
I'm from Quincy, so
Yeah.
I was born in Quincy.
Yeah, and then you went to STL.
Yeah, well, Hannibal, raised in the Hannibal area. When I was a
Okay.
teenager, went to the St. Louis area.
Gotcha.
I was basically forced because I had a Fed case, counterfeiting money.
Damn.
And I realized Article 1, Section 10, only Congress can provide punishment for uttering and counterfeiting securities in the United States. I asked the judge, so why are you charging me? He said, figure it out, then come back and talk to me. And I've been on the searching ever since.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a story yourself?
Yeah. I always wanted, so first of all, before I even say this other guy's name, rest in heaven, rest in power, man, Irv Gotti, man.
Yeah, that's my brother.
But I always wanted 50 Cent to hear my story because I got myself out the feds. Got myself by
That's
doing paperwork
amazing.
and learning admiralty law and maritime law. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. And just paperwork, all it is. So, when you signed your major deal, that was with your homie Boo, correct?
Yeah, Boo was already with R. Kelly in '98. I got with him in 2000. So Boo brought me on board. He gave R. Kelly my CD that was popping in the streets, and he told me to come to the basketball court where they'd be at and meet him. And I went up there and I met him, and we never looked back. We just was locked in the studio. We did the I Wish remix was our first song to the homies that was lost. Then our next song was the regular Fiesta. And after the regular Fiesta did good on this album, we did the remix Fiesta with Jay-Z. And that blew. And then we did the Feeling on Your Booty remix with R. Kelly.
Oh, that's my shit.
So we did 4 songs with him in a matter of 2 years.
You know, in high school, that's what I was bumping, man.
Yeah. So I was on we was on the remix to that.
I can't remember the remix. I know that I definitely had everybody bumping. Since me and you been linking, I make sure everybody knows who you are, man.
Yeah.
You need to know who this man is. So y'all pay him his respect, man.
Gratitude.
But I think that shit's tight with the Fiesta remix, man. You was on there with Jay-Z. That's powerful right there.
Yeah, we actually had like an hour and a half conversation with him on the set.
You was popping before you even met Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Well, when Lil Wayne, it was 2 ways back then. This was the end of 02, maybe early 03. I think it was the end of 02. When I told Lil Wayne R. Kelly's situation, they stopped his distribution because of this tape came out. So I wasn't signed to R. Kelly. I was just, making money with him, and Boo was signed with him. So I didn't have to get out any contract. But I told him, R. Kelly told us, like, if y'all could get a deal somewhere, do it, because Interscope stopped my budget, so I can't do anything.
That's some real brotherly
Man,
shit,
he
though.
was, he was 100 for that.
Yes.
But so when Wayne say, man, I know Baby will fuck with y'all, so Baby, I talked to Baby over the phone. He was like, man, I'm fans of y'all. I listen to I Wish remix every day. He said the Fiesta where it's at, but I listen to I Wish remix every day. I keep it on repeat. What y'all want? And I just said the first thing came up, I was like, we want $1 million. He was like, y'all get out here. I'm going to get y'all flight. Send me y'all name. And y'all lawyer could talk to my lawyer and we'll go from there. And we went out there and we ended up getting $650.
Man, that's powerful.
Yeah.
For somebody, because not everybody can say that. Because I had that in my list too that I got, man. My little notes right here. Why do you think Baby chose to sign you? Because he dealt with New Orleans people,
right?
You know what I mean?
But he was such a fan of that song, the I Wish remix. He thought the Fiesta was dope. Don't get it wrong, but He just say that I Wish remix, he used to keep it on repeat and listen to it all day because he lost so many homies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I know that you're special alone just because Baby didn't go outside he took care of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Everybody I know other than Tech Nine, people don't know Tech Nine was signed. We can Google this.
No, Tech Nine was signed, like you say, but Rodney Jerkins was signed over there. Lil Mo was signed over there.
So
Major Figures, Gilly, yeah, everybody was signed over there. Then Tina Marie was signed over there.
You talking about the singer Tina Marie?
Yeah,
with James?
None of them got nothing out. Me and Boo was fortunate to get something out, but I think we probably sold 50,000 copies, man. So we didn't even get a second single. Our first single was Ain't It, Man. I liked it, but I think, I put it on us. Like, I don't blame nobody. Well, I put it on me. I won't even put it on Bull. I don't blame anybody for my mishaps. It's a learning experience,
Right. Yeah, it's Tech Nine was definitely signed to Cash Money Records, man. Back in the 90s, late 90s. So before you. So that's crazy. That's crazy. But he ended up doing strange music and doing his thing. But yeah, so it's just like anytime I see people that made it big, Paris Hilton was signed to Cash Money too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Paris Hilton. Yup. Lil Bow Wow was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed a lot of people, but in the beginning, it was just New Orleans, to my understanding.
Yeah.
So if you was dealing with Cash Money, you was something spectacular for them to put your money behind you. Because, babe, when you see the interviews and stuff, they didn't even know who Jay-Z was. Baby didn't even know who Jay-Z was.
Yeah.
He was just focused on his crew.
Mm-hmm.
So Chicago definitely shaped your music career, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and you came in, obviously, like everybody else, in not so good neighborhoods.
Yeah, it wasn't good. When I was a little kid, my mom and dad was staying with my father friend, and then after that, my mom was staying. Me and my mom and big brother and mom was staying. We was staying somewhere else, but it was on Chicago Avenue in Mayfield, and
that's the hood.
It's the hood. Yeah, and then my father, I guess he saved up enough money. It was cheap back then in the '80s. He saved enough money to get a place in Bellwood, and I stayed there for 8 years of my life. And some stuff went down with me and somebody out there, and I had went to the juvenile detention center for a few months. And when I got out, I went to stay with my grandmother. That's why I said I don't know if I was about to be 14 or I was 14. That's on the west side as well. So I went back to the west side. I left the west side at 5. I moved back to the west side at 14 on North Avenue with my grandmother.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.
So, and you met R. Kelly through Boo.
Yeah.
So that was already connected?
Yeah, they was already connected since '98.
What was it your vision to be in a group, or did you want to be solo?
No, I just wanted to be solo, but when it was presented to me, I was like, wow, because it take people, especially in Chicago, sometimes it take 5, 10, 15 years to get on, because people really wasn't coming there like that in the late 90s. They wasn't coming here. Like, the only groups that was popping then was like Do or Die, Twister, The Brat, Crucial Conflict, Psychodrama, and maybe just a couple more like that made it big from Chicago. But then once the 2000s hit, you know, the floodgates open. A lot of people was coming out there, even singers, R&B. Like it was major. I think the 2000s was major for people getting deals in Chicago.
I just think it's crazy that you were able to get a deal so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I started doing music in 98, and then I put out my CD in 99 and got with R. Kelly right when it was about to be 2000.
You know how we talk about affirmations and goals and stuff like that. Did you write anything down, or what was your mindset back then?
No, I didn't. I had ran into some trouble running the streets with the wrong people, and I had went on a vacation for 19 and a half months. I was locked up, and I had a lot of time to think, and a lot of promises was made to God.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I just made good on it when I got out. I just didn't want to go back to what I was doing.
Right.
It makes sense to.
You did. You upheld your part, and God upheld His.
Yeah, so that's why it happened so fast. That's why it happened so fast.
Walking by faith, not by sight.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people. I said, once you know you have faith, it is what you want to do with God. Your imagination is your direct link to God. Imagination. Move around, because faith without works is dead. Just move around now. You know the intention of what you want to do. Now move around. That's powerful, though. You manifested fast. So, how important is it for you as an artist to understand the business side of the music industry? Because you've already said you got the what's called Gratitude Consultant.
Yeah. And
then you have G Enterprises. Productions, okay.
And I have G Enterprises Real Estate.
G Enterprises Real Estate.
Yeah.
And then G Productions.
Yeah, G Enterprise Productions.
G Enterprises Productions, okay. So it's important for artists to understand the business side of the music industry.
Yeah, I think they should read every book, look at every documentary, and study the greats when it comes to music, because being an artist and the entertainment part, that's only really 30-40%. The business end, you have to know like where your money go, your royalties, your deal, it's so much money that you need to know about and break up. So you need to have the knowledge of, okay, where this come from when I put my name down, how important this is, because you could be selling your soul or signing your life away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful. But unfortunately, you wasn't in none of those situations.
No, because one thing about it, like, I don't know a lot now, but I knew a little then, a little less than what I know now. But I always knew, if I don't know something, get a lawyer. And I don't mind paying a lawyer the big bucks out of my money, because it's going to help me in the end. I never wanted to have my uncle or mom or dad or homie be my lawyer or manager. No, that's strictly business. Y'all family, we're going to keep that family. But if they went to school for it, of course, okay, cool, it makes sense. But if you don't have a degree in that, you ain't go to school, you're not professional and don't know what you're doing, no. You're not going to mess me and you up.
I like that. So not only is it important to know the business, if you don't necessarily know the business, or even if you do, it's still important to having a business attorney or a music attorney, or the type of field that you're in, have an attorney that specializes in whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. Also, we've been talking about, personal credit and business credit. So for any up-and-coming artists, do you think you find that important, that they should know about personal and business credit?
I think credit is one of the most important things that's going to happen when you living in this world. And I believe your personal credit should be great. And then your business credit, you need to build that. So everything you do should go on a trust, or it should go on your holding company. Well, your holding company should own everything and your trust own your holding company. But I believe that instead of using your personal credit, everything should be bought in your business name. And you can write off so much when you buying in your business name. And instead of buying, I think if you get a company car, lease it, write it off. Like, it's so much you could do when you have business credit, but your personal credit have to be good as well in case you have to be a guarantor. But business credit and personal credit is so important, because you could have $500,000 cash, but if you have that 800 credit score on all bureaus and you have business credit, that $500,000 is not even worth it, because you could get so many properties. You could get so much with business credit and personal credit that cash can't buy. cash always going to be king, but I'd rather have business and personal credit.
Man, that is powerful, brother. Listen, because you've been quiet. You came to my event in New York. You listened. You seen what the people's done, but you didn't say anything input, bro. So you see we on the same track.
Yeah, because if you invest in the IRA, even if you invest in the IRA, like these kids that's 24, 25 years old, you invest in the IRA, you just pay $100 a month. With an IRA, by the time you retire, that's $1 million tax-free. And when you got a Roth IRA account, they don't penalize you if you have an emergency, have to take something out. So I told AU and Tayo, I always tell these little guys, like, man, put money up, invest, and then don't use your money. Because if you using business money, it's so much you can write off, and you can put your mom and dad or whoever on payroll.
That's right. I'm definitely on payroll. I'm a contractor.
Yeah.
You know, but that's major because so what I teach is, the holding companies in the fire charging order protection states, Nevada, Wyoming, Alaska, South Dakota.
Yeah, I was about to
those
say
Delaware, and then have a trust. You have it can be a living trust. I like doing living trusts in South Dakota. On the private side, we got those irrevocable trusts. There's different types of trusts that you can go through. Yeah. But definitely the holding companies as the pass-through entities, I like unincorporated associations or faith-based organizations. That's my trust.
Okay.
So if you understand what an endowment is, you understand I have books, right?
Okay.
And you said you're working on a documentary.
Yeah.
So your documentary can be part of your family library.
Awesome.
And now we can hand down money tax-free to our family library.
Just gave me a gem. I didn't know that.
You follow me?
Thanks for that knowledge.
Yeah, it's like private school. Private school starts with your parents.
Appreciate it.
Your first teacher was your parents. That made me feel good too. I got to talk to your pops too. Yeah. I told you.
A lot of people never even talked to him, saw him, or even don't know nothing about him. So yeah, that's major. So we definitely was aligned.
We'll be back after a quick break.
All right, go.
I'm rocking with Don Kilam.
Let's go. I want to talk about this too because this is one of my weaknesses as Don Kilam. As far as if I'm just being transparent here with Don Kilam coming up in the game. So if I didn't find you as value right there, you couldn't pay me money or something. I just wrote you off. So that's a bridge I might have just burnt because money isn't everything. You know what I mean?
It's not with me.
Yeah, but that's with anybody. It really shouldn't be. And it did take a few higher ups, people higher up than me to say, hey, bro, just because I'm rich, money isn't everything. I got here because of connection. People are more valuable than money.
Yeah, I just feel like your mindset, if somebody mindset good and I could learn from them, that's more powerful than money for me. Or if it's someone that have resources, they don't have money, but they have resources. Okay, now I could use your resources, you could use mine. It's a trade-off. So everything don't have to be about money with me. Like I think I hit about 30 years old, I learned it's better having homegirls that you just cool with. Right. Don't look at sexual. They'll do way more for you. You'll get more out of them in a relationship. I've been so cool with, I'll say like non-female friends, one a realtor, one a lawyer. Like I got just so many professional female friends. When I stopped thinking with my private part, it's like, man, wow, this is what life about. Okay, this connection. So if you're a less fortunate person living on the street, if you working in McDonald's, whatever, I respect everybody with the same mindset.
Right.
I respect you. I don't care if you're the president or a celebrity. I respect you the same way. You know what I'm saying?
I met this girl at one of these events when I was, an independent artist, just making connections, and we ended up becoming intimate. But she said she was a scientist.
Yeah.
She said, I want to be a music manager. You inspire me, Don. She quit. I didn't tell her to quit, but everything we talked about, she was doing. And so I was just like, oh, let's not be sexual no more.
Yeah.
Let's take this shit seriously. And she's made major moves, man. Major moves. Yeah. So people are more valuable than money. So the people are the credit.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I'll say sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
So there might have been something that you might not have liked in life, or somebody might have said something crazy to you. So how do you avoid not burning those bridges?
Well, back in the day, my mindset was different. So, I wasn't always how I am now. So yeah, so I'm just, I'm
Well,
still
I see
learning.
you. I see how you are now.
Yeah, so I'm still learning. Like even today, I'm still learning. I don't know enough. I still seek knowledge. That's why I say even with meeting you, I was intrigued because you taught me a lot, and I just sat back and listened, not even asking everything, just sitting back listening, going to your book signing and seeing how you talk to the people and how they taking notes. I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to take some notes too. So sometimes I just sit back and watch, don't even ask. I see by action. So by your actions, I see, oh man, he a family man. He a good dude. He not just smart and educated. He a good dude, and he mean well. And you like to look out for people, and I love that. I'm like, man, some people have it and just keep it to themselves, and you can't die with it.
Yeah.
So
Everybody can't come in. So you the same way. I see how you take care of your tribe, but everybody can't be part of that. So you got to pick and choose. So that's why I put that shell up.
Facts.
You know, but what I didn't really care if you seen that. That's who I am. But what I really wanted you to see was at the event. Like I'm glad I had some success stories for your ass. So you know, because people say a lot of shit. So you can see, hey, I changed her whole family business. They was gonna shut a family business down.
And the two Dominican guys.
Yeah. I helped their whole community.
Yeah.
They said they're blocked 200 deep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was very powerful, man. Because you know I don't really like to talk about them because you know maybe somebody's over here that ain't supposed to be over here.
Got you.
You know, but I definitely like assist and aid, brother, because I believe. We're on Earth, man. What's up? The demographics is the graph of demons.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a day and age where we can say certain things, where we can't say everything. But the demographics of demons, it's united. We stand, divided, we fall. So really shouldn't be no passport to get to any other country because we all one Earth, and that's how I view things. You know. But if you want to be a part of a certain sector that wants to, you know, the Amish don't need passports and IDs to move around. They go on planes too. You know, I'm sure you traveled enough. You've seen an Amish person on a plane.
Yeah.
You know, so how do they get on planes without IDs?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the game that I teach. That's their private life right there. You know, and a lot of people know. I don't want to name drop too much, but I know that Jay Prince has his own thing set up. You know what I mean? You know, when you go to Houston, if Jay Prince say they can't be down here, you're not gonna be down there. Well, that's how it used to be. I don't know how it is now. I know with Charleston White couldn't perform down there because Jay Prince said no. You know what I mean? And how I started learning about Jay Prince was a mutual friend we have, Winky Wright.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Winky came in the boxing game.
Winky, a great guy.
Yeah. And everything you was talking about, he knows, man.
Yeah.
He knows a lot, man. He's
Winky,
very
a great
intelligent.
guy.
But he said he couldn't talk about this stuff during his boxing career.
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't want to mess nothing up.
Yeah.
But as soon as he got out the contracts, he was cool with it. Started meeting connections and meeting people. But he's definitely connected like you, man. He's got his own lane though. Oh, you also talked about collaborating with Jermaine Dupri. So let's just talk about it. Let's talk about Jermaine Dupri first and Lil Wayne. Being able to work with both of those. Those are icons still to this day.
Yeah, well, Jermaine Dupri, he reached out to R. Kelly and told him he wanted to work with me and Boo, and he set up the flight, had us at the hotel, and sent the driver to pick us up. He was very professional. We got to the studio. Him and Usher was there. Usher was just coming out the booth doing the hook, and he was like, "Listen to this." And I think it took me maybe 25 minutes to come up with my verse, and I went in there and laid it. Boo went in there and laid his, and he was like, "Damn." So then he took us out that night, and we was young. This was in the early 2000s, so we was young, and we just went out, had a good time. We stayed in ATL, I think, 3 days. He had us suites in the hotel, and we had a good time. It was a good experience because I was listening to JD before that. Like, I was listening to Jermaine Dupri. I was like, he nice.
All you talking about is his flows?
Yeah, I was listening to his flows, his creativity. He write. I just was like, man, Jermaine Dupri dope. So it was an honor to get that call when Kels and Black was like, yeah, he wants y'all to come out there. And you get paid and royalties. So I was like, man, yeah, he paid us.
See, on the flip side, I'm going to throw a negative out here. So Kels could have hated it and not told you.
Yeah, he could have.
Damn, that's deep, bro.
Yeah,
I just want to throw that out there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you've always brought the best out of people, man. Because, you know, sometimes it's just shade like that thrown,
Yeah.
man. Like, hey, I didn't know you wanted to do a song with me, or you was inquiring about me.
Yeah.
That's lit, man. It's do you think all of Chicago is like that in the music?
Oh man, hold on. Let me tell you this. Back to this. R.I.P. to my brother Irv Gotti. As we doing the feature for Jermaine Dupri, when we get back to the hotel, Irv Gotti and BJ is in there in the lobby. And Irv Gotti looking at us like, man, I know them. And BJ come up like, man, I'm BJ. I'm from New York. I'm with Murder Inc. This Irv Gotti. So we get to talking. He was like, man, what y'all doing out here? We was like, we just did a feature with Jermaine Dupri. And he was like, man, I want to put y'all on Ja Rule album. He got an album we working on. And then I'm working on a Fast and Furious soundtrack. I'm producing the whole soundtrack. And we've been hearing about Fast and Furious. It was the first one. So we like, yeah, we was like, you know, we were R. Kelly. We got to run it by him. He was like, cool, just get back to me, let me know. And he flew us to New York for a week. Showed us a great time. We was in the studio working.
Wow. So, you know, with labels, you have to get shit cleared and all of that. Your shit was just like clockwork.
Yeah. They was
You know that's unheard of?
Major, yeah.
I just want you to know that I've been in the game a little bit.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. Sometimes you got to take weeks, years. Sometimes shit don't never get cleared. Like, hey, people pay for features that don't get cleared.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So you was with JD, another opportunity arose.
Yep.
Faith Without Works is there, brother.
Yep.
That's amazing. And then Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne.
Was that y'all's first single with Cash Money, or y'all had something else?
Our first single with Cash Money was Oh Yeah with the Big Tymers.
Okay.
And we was
Definitely
on, we did
remember
a
that.
video for it and everything.
That was on Hood Rich album? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was on Hood Rich album. And then I got on another song called Sunny Day, Me, Baby, and TQ. And
I remember him.
I think Mickey was on there as well, if I'm not mistaken. But Lil Wayne, I'm trying to see how me and Lil Wayne meet. But whenever we met, we exchanged two ways, and we just stayed in touch over the two-way.
Hold up, because, you know, for the people that don't know what a two-way is.
Yeah, two-way pager is what was out in the early 2000s. It was a way to communicate, like a little laptop, like a little computer that you text from. You slide it open, and it's like a little mini computer.
All the rich people had them. If you was broke, you didn't have one.
Yeah, it was really dope. And me and him stayed in touch with the two-way.
That's lit. Hey, that's lit.
Yep.
Hey, can't everybody say that. That's powerful. So you linked with Lil Wayne, Jermaine Dupri, Irv Gotti, did songs with Ja Rule, and you got platinum plaques.
Yeah, we got plaques from Jermaine Dupri Instructions album, Ja Rule album, Pain is Love, Fast and Furious soundtrack, Birdman album, R. Kelly album, and the Big Tymers.
Wow. That's amazing. And they're still relevant to this day. Everybody that you dealt with.
Yeah, everybody we dealt with. Kanye West produced 2 songs on our album with
On
Cash
your
Money.
album?
Yeah, Kanye West produced 2 songs. Irv Gotti produced one or two songs.
Met Ye.
Yeah, Ye was in the studio with us. Well, we was in the studio with him in New York.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
What side he from?
He from the South Side.
He's from the South Side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody else told me that.
Yeah, we was in the studio with him for probably about 14 hours.
Another thing I did want to touch too, because you definitely you said it earlier about, I can't remember what it was, but you've linked your own deals. You was able to meet with your own people, do your own thing. Same way with your shows, or it was with the CDs or whatever you were selling. You was CDs back then when you came out?
Yeah, it was CDs.
You went to Milwaukee. So you're basically what would that be called if I was with a label?
If you was with a label?
Yeah, who would be put me in stores? You know, that's a team that does that.
Yeah, it is a team. Yeah, the street team or the A&R. The A&R, yeah, the A&R listen to the album and get the features, make sure everything is right on there. So yeah, it'll really be the street team that's going out putting it in there.
So use your own street team.
Yeah.
Then moving forward, you know, I got to hear you and Boo talk, and y'all both agreed that you was booking shows for y'all.
Yeah, after we did the promotional tour with Cash Money, they had us on a BET. It was like a little summer tour, like something we did like maybe 12 to 15 cities. But after that, like, we was on our own. Like, we didn't have no manager or nothing. So all the shows that we got in appearances, I had got them for.
Right, so that's just work. So it was just days you would be just up calling, booking shows and things like that?
No, they actually reach out to me, or if I see somebody, they be like, man, my people want to book you. I'll take the number.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the number myself. Like, I wouldn't give them a manager number because I ain't have one, so we ain't have a manager, so I'll take the number myself.
Wow, so do you think as far as longevity goes, you should have music management?
I like the consultant better because a manager. Because a manager is like, it's a big babysitter. Like, they really got to babysit you and put their life on hold and everything catering to you. A real manager, like, they gonna make sure all your needs met, and they gonna work hard for they 15 or 20%, whatever the deal is. So I won't want to be a manager because it's just a lot come with that. So consultant, okay, I could talk to you. I could pick twice a month. Okay, you got your 2 days, and and I'm good, and I don't have to babysit and be worried about you 24/7.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because I got my own life, and my life revolves around peace. When I wake up early. I gotta meditate. I gotta pray. I gotta stretch, and I start my day.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think everybody should have that too. As far as, because I believe music is the sound of angels. Mm-hmm. So at the height of your career, as soon as your song starts playing, mm-hmm. people start moving their whole body, correct?
Yeah.
So that's how powerful music is. It can mm-hmm. shake your soul. Mm-hmm. It moves your soul. It moves your body. A woman can think she gonna find love in the club by the vibrations and tones she hears. So when you have a purpose in life, that's gonna transfer in the music. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's what's being said, whether it's gangster or whether it's nasty or whatever. They'll be like, you shouldn't listen. That's X-rated. If that person has a purpose, that energy transfers through the music. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if they're doing this for God or their family, you'll start dancing for God, or you'll start moving for God. We learn our ABCs through music. Mm-hmm. Our music was one of our first teachers as well. So that's just my opinion with it. We come through the world through an ultrasound.
Yeah.
So in the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God. But as far as that goes, what do you think your proudest achievement in your music career is?
My what? Proudest achievement?
Something that sticks out to you.
I think my proudest achievement when I first heard my song on the radio, and my grandma, my mom, they was just so happy for me. My father, like my whole my uncles, aunts, cousins, everybody was just so happy. So that I think that first time that I heard it, I was like, wow. And then the plaques just was the icing on the cake. Like, wow, I really put in hard work and achieved these. And just even having 2 songs in the top 50 of the top 200, like, I just think that's awesome in itself. Like, one being in the top 10, I think it was number 6 or 7 on the Billboard, the Fiesta, and it was like 5-6 weeks. So I just was like, wow, that's incredible. That's so surreal.
Who's your top 5? Your top 5. I like to say artists. I don't really like the word rappers.
Yeah.
But like your top 5 hip hop artists.
I'll go with in no particular order. I'll go with Kanye West. Kanye West, my number 1. Then I'll go with I don't know if I got a top 5.
That's all good,
but
man.
Hold on, but
hey, boy, I hope Weezy on it.
I put Wayne. I put Tupac. But it gotta just be hip hop.
No, whatever you want, man. Your
okay,
top
so
5.
yeah, I put Michael Jackson, Prince, and R. Kelly.
There you go.
So R. Kelly, of my generation, of my time, no matter what nobody think or say, R. Kelly is hands down the most creative R&B singer I heard in my generation. Like, since I've been listening to like music as a teenager, the 90s to the late 80s, like 88, 89, up until now, I still haven't saw nobody that could touch R. Kelly. Like, father's writing, production, and singing. Yeah, but besides R. Kelly...
You can't forget his show. He's an entertainer, too.
Yeah, I just think like... That man is like incredible, and he the first one to give me a chance.
Shout out to Kels.
Yeah,
man.
he the first one to give me a chance and an opportunity because I never had a job or anything until I met him.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't know what a 1099. I didn't know what a 10-4. I ain't know what anything was.
Damn, so he was showing you real life game.
Well, his
you saying stuff that
his accountant did, Daryl McDavid, but he
they made
gave
sure
me the
you was
opportunity.
good.
Yeah, he gave me the opportunity.
With real legit people like that wanted the best for you.
Yeah, because before that, like my only jobs I had before that, you know, before hustling when I was young, I sold candy at 7, 8 years old. I shoveled snow, and then by the time I was 11, I was shining shoes. So I was a hustler just trying to make money, and then once I got to be 12 years old, like the streets took over from there.
With my experiences that with in the stories that I hear, you know, LA might get your ass, New York might get your ass, but it seems like the Chicago community really takes care of their people. That's what it's seeming like to me.
I think before the gangs in Chicago, it was the Black Panther movement, and it was like even the gangs, it wasn't gangs, it was organizations like the Vice Lords and Growth and Development and the Stones. They was in the neighborhoods helping the families that couldn't afford food and couldn't afford things to get to school. So they was in the neighborhood giving away rides to school and putting food in people's house because the dads was locked up in prison.
Right. You know, this is the stories in Atlanta as well.
Yeah,
I get these stories from Atlanta as well.
So that's what they was doing in the communities and keeping the community safe away from people trying to come in and rape and rob and all of that. So they was the protectors. But I think it came a point where, you know, it turned. And I don't know when it turned, but, you know, it did. Yeah, but they was there to protect the community at first, though.
Right. I mean, that's my understanding. As you know, I'm a Moor.
Yeah.
And that's how I was taught. You know, I'm not gonna get too deep and political with everybody, but yeah, we give honors to all the prophets.
Yeah.
So, but that's amazing because I just want you to know, like in Atlanta, I seen everybody. You know, I got my start in Atlanta with the hip hop industry. But I seen everybody as brothers. Like they wanted to help you get ahead. Nobody was hating on people. Like they'll introduce, hey, yeah, I know such and such. Holla at such and such. They'll get you there. Or like it was just no hate. It was all upliftments.
Yeah.
Like I even heard a freestyle battle where you have to uplift your brother. You have to rap and say something good about each other. I thought that was amazing. So yeah, man. Now that you're where you're at in your life, man, it's been how long you been in the game? 20 years?
Since 2000, yeah.
Yeah, 20 plus years.
Yeah, I started 2000 and then I stopped doing music probably like 2013. I think I stopped doing music and just got on a business end with everything. I just wanted to be an executive.
I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that for real. Is there any advice you would give your younger self?
Listen more, absorb everything you can, soak it in, and less talking and learn more. Slow down and not stop learning. I think that'd be my best advice I would have gave my younger self. That's
amazing. Before we close it out, I'm gonna ask you one more thing. Is there anybody that you would like to work with right now?
I think anybody Austin Hood guide me to. I love working with Don Kilam.
Let's go.
The features that he gave me, I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I'm just saying like for you to know all that you know and for you to take time out to want to work with other artists like St. Louis, Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, New York, that's just dope. Like just being around you in a month's time, it's been a few months. I met you months ago, but I'm just saying, it's like, man, I look at certain things different. It's like, okay, I see how he looking at it. And it's good to meet somebody like that challenge you or that just wakes something back up in you because before I met you, I was really just sold on being executive. Hood Records, the vice president. And then when you was like, man, you should rap, you could do this, and you still got that gave me confidence I need. I think sometimes we don't realize like what we mean to people.
Right.
And you was telling me what I meant to you, and you know when you was younger, your brother put you on me, and yeah, that made me feel good. Even though like I probably wasn't telling you right then and there, but on the inside, I'm like, man, that's gratitude. Like, and I told you gratitude, But it's like, man, sometimes, we think at 40-some years old, like, man, we ain't got it no more. We probably lost it. But, yeah, they gave me the confidence I needed.
It's like, so I try to give flowers to everybody that had an influence on me, but I just want you to know, like, I'm rocking with you, Gotti, but, I first heard of you because of Boo and Gotti, and I want you to know Boo and Gotti is some names that will never be forgotten.
Thank you.
Like, y'all made an impact in the music industry.
And I think my brother Boo doper than me as an artist. I think, because Boo, like, he a real rapper. Like, I look at me like, okay, I think it was some that I chose to do so I wouldn't go back to the streets and so I wouldn't go back to jail. So I don't think when I first started I had a passion for it like Boo. So that probably played a part in our career as well. But I think as it grew and I saw like the love and I saw, man, like I really could make a living with this, I think that's when I really grew a passion for it, but I think it was a little too late then.
Right, I feel
you. So I think the people that got a passion for it, they work ethic show. Like they in there and they gonna make it happen. It's this or nothing.
Right.
And that wasn't my case.
So like I got a passion for where I'm at now, but what got me known, Don Kilam, the books and everything, that's not what I want to be known for.
Yeah.
So it feels like I got a second win being able to come in, music game, meeting you.
Yeah.
Like I said, we met at the Bro Mitzvah, the 13-year-old hood son. I thought that was amazing that there was adults there too that was networking. Yeah. At a child's birthday party.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was something amazing and something that I'll never forget.
That's how the universe works.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, shout out to my little bro for putting me on you. And then you hopped on my brother's stuff, Fresco Kane. He was signed to So Def. He's from East St. Louis, reps the St. Louis scene, real big.
I like him as an artist, Fresco Kane. I love the feature we did. I love the feature me and Boss Man B did from Detroit you put me with.
Let's go.
And I like the feature that I did with you. We got to do it over, but I think we saying some stuff. And
right, no doubt.
I think it's going to be nice, man, what we put together. Even as an artist, like, I'm excited about that, but I'm more excited of being a VP, of being an executive.
Right.
That's exciting to me.
Right.
Because I did the rap. I did that.
Right,
I was an
right.
artist.
Right.
So now I want to conquer some new things, some new goals, and be like, okay, because if I fail, I fail, but at least I tried it. I'm not scared to fail. And I could say with Me and Boo album with Cash Money, it was a flop, it was a failure, but I learned so much from it, and I had great memories from it, like great memories, and I wouldn't do it over.
But I mean, it's like, what are you comparing it to? Because you sold 30,000. It depends on who it is. I'm telling you right now, you sell 30,000 copies. That's a success now these days.
Yeah,
it's hard to sell 30,000 copies of anything.
Yeah. Well, now it's just they make everything about gold and platinum.
Right,
so,
right. Yeah,
so
I'm coming for the platinum plaques
like,
too.
Yeah.
But how can we reach you, man? We're gonna close it out, man. How can we reach you?
I got my only social media is my Instagram, Peaceful Gotti. That's one word, PeaceFulGotti, Peaceful Gotti. And then for my businesses, I got websites for all of them. GEnterpriseRealEstate.com, Gratitude-Consulting.com, GEnterpriseProduction.com.
That's lit. My new Instagram is Don Kilam _legacy, DONKILAM _LEGACY. Don Kilam Legacy. Tap in and tune in with Dream Keepers Radio. Much peace and love.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.